is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Legacy Maker Sports Network presents another a fresh episode of Gold Standard Wrestling here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network and on Rob Johnson Media. Welcome, guys, to the show. Darrell Owens will be joining me in a few minutes. We're going to be talking SummerSlam and everything that is going on with the SummerSlam show here tonight on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. So, what we're going to do is we're going to get started with the first match. I have an order about the matches we're going to go through and we're going to talk about. So, let's go through that first match right now as we start with the card that I presented with Darrell earlier. As like I said, he will be joining me in a few minutes. First matchup is going to be Shayna Baszler against Charlotte Flair. Sorry, I put the wrong graphic up. Charlotte Flair, I'm sorry. I'm messing up here. I apologize. Ronda Rousey against Shayna Baszler. This match is going to be contested in an MMA type fight. This match is going to be brutal. I think that Ronda Rousey, it's rumors that she's going to leave the company after this match. That I really don't know about. I really can't confirm that right now. What I can say is that Rousey, I believe in this match will show out. WWE will try to showcase her because of the simple fact that when you look at things, she is a former, combat sport athlete. She's one of the great, even though I'm not a fan of her, and I have to be honest about that. That's not something that I poo-poo about. I'm just not a fan of Shayna Baszler and what she does in the ring, because I don't think she's a good competitor in the ring. I think that she'll come out, she'll do some good things. We have the records for SummerSlam. Ronda Rousey is 1-1. She lost to Liv Morgan last year. Of course, she beat down Alexa Bliss. So those are two cupcakes in my opinion. Then you have Shayna Baszler, who it looks like she's 0 for 0 at SummerSlam. That's what it looks like. I was trying to find her statistics. I could not find her statistics, not whatsoever. But it looks like she's 0 for 0. I will say this. When this match first came about, when Shayna Baszler turned on Ronda Rousey, I was really optimistic. I said, this is going to be a bad rivalry. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be it's not going to be anything that's going to be special. It's not going to be something that we're going to want to see. But what I can say, folks, is this, and I can say this with the utmost certainty. The build-up to this has been absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Both ladies have done a good job. And I will especially say Shayna Baszler has done a terrific job on this rivalry. As I bring in Mr. Darrell Owens, who will also be talking about this match as well. Let me bring in Darrell Owens here. Let me see. Stream. Oh, come on. It's not letting me do it for some reason. Why is it not letting me do it? There we go. Hey, Darrell, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, nothing much, man. Busy day.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, the audio was a little off. I was just hoping you could hear me, but you can hear me all right? Gotcha. All right, so I was basically discussing Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey, the build-up to this match, everything this match has entailed so far. And I don't know if you heard the stat. Ronda Rousey's 1-1 so far. 1-1 so far at SummerSlam, with a loss to Liv Morgan, and then she beat Alexa Bliss. Both were for the championship, and Shayna Baszler is 0 for 0. So talk about this match and the build-up and what you expect.
Well, I mean, if you're listening to what everybody is saying, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, if you listen to what everybody is saying, this is Ronda Rousey's farewell match. If that's the case, this is a good opportunity for Ronda to help Shayna, and get her over. That's very important. So, I mean, to me, I'm not a big Ronda Rousey fan. I'm not a big Ronda Rousey fan, so I don't really, stress or worry about her too much. But you know, I've always been a fan of Baszler. I think she's a good wrestler who hasn't gotten the proper push at the top.
Yeah,
So I don't know if this will help her any. You know, obviously Ronda Rousey does have some type of following or fan base there. So by all means. But for me, I'm I'm intrigued by this match. But if Ronda wins, then it would kind of leave me a little bit, you know, kind of like, wow, I thought she was leaving. But
exactly,
yeah,
exactly. So ultimately, in this match, who do you ultimately think, in your opinion, should and who do you think will win this match? Before you do that, tell us just a little bit more about what do you expect after this. What do you think Shayna Baszler will go for here? Go from
well, I
here.
mean, well, I mean, looking at the champions, Rhea's the champion on Raw, and then you got Oscar on SmackDown. I mean, unless they're making Baszler a face, I can't see her going up against Rhea right now. I mean, Rhea technically is like one of those stone cold bad guy faces, heel type of faces. So
Yeah,
it really depends on the dynamic. I mean, could they push it? They could. They could push two badass women just kind of going at it. To me, I
yeah,
think it would be a good match, but it's hard because Baszler has never been portrayed as a face. So
exactly.
unless they're gonna push Rhea as the face, but I don't really expect that much from Ronda because if she leaves, she leaves. But if she stays, I mean, at this point, like I feel like she's not really important to in the beginning when she first got there was a lot of juice, a lot of energy, but I don't think nobody really cares. I think they had a chance to see how basic she is in the ring, and I
Yeah,
think that's we are. So
yeah. So ultimately, who do you give the advantage in with this match?
I'm giving it to Baszler. I think Shayna's gonna win. I think she's got the advantage on this one. She needs to win. I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, if Ronda's gone, she definitely needs to win. So I'm going with Shayna.
I'm going to give it to Shayna Baszler too. As we see the check mark right there, I got Shayna Baszler winning this match. I think that it is ultimately important for her career going forward. Um, and I apologize about the background. As I thought that my headphones were actually working, and for some reason they're charged, but they are not working.
Well, it's funny because I did hear some noise and I was like, "Is that me?" But I was like, I heard like some singing in the background. I said, "Oh, somebody
Yeah,
jamming."
that's
But
my fault. I'm sorry.
no, you good, brother?
Yeah, yeah. If you give me 1 second, let me check my headphones. Let me check my headphones one more time. Give me 1 second. But like,
All right. So while Rob is checking his headphones, obviously SummerSlam is going to be it's obviously one of the biggest pay-per-views around. It's the second biggest pay-per-view on the WWE calendar, and when it coming from Detroit, it's going to be massive. Now, I really do like what I've seen overall. So he's good to go. He's good to go. I'm excited about this SummerSlam. I am truly excited.
truly, truly. All right, let's get to the next match. A match that I wasn't really too excited for, Darrell, but I'm telling you right now, my friend, this match I've gotten a little bit more excited for, I would say, over time. And I would say that match would be Logan Paul against Mr. Ricochet.
I had a feeling
Darrell,
you were going that way. I
oh,
had a
yes,
feeling
sir.
you were
Yes,
going that
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Tell us about this match and tell us what are your expectations for this match.
way. Well, I mean, obviously, I think Logan Paul has to get a victory against somewhere. He's actually, he came out strong. He's had like solid matches all the way through. He's had
Mm-hmm.
solid matches all the way through. I mean, I can't question the man's ability in the ring. He can go. I mean, I'll give him that. But I feel like he hasn't won a couple, and I think it's time for him to kind of pull one out here. I love Ricochet. I mean, Ricochet is an amazing wrestler, but WWE has not been able to figure out what they want to do with him. When he was NXT, I felt like NXT was a really good spot for him because obviously NXT is more built like indie style. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's an
Yeah.
indie style thing, and unfortunately, cruiserweights haven't gotten the same. Haven't been really great. Like the cruiserweight division of WWE hasn't been good at all. I
No, it
mean,
has not.
they've had some good wrestlers, and this is all the way back from like 97, 96.
Exactly.
When they had my man Takovich Januku and Funaki, all those. So, I mean, they were entertaining, but it was never a really great division. WCW had the formula, and
Yes.
haven't been able to get that formula. It just hasn't worked for them. Unfortunately, a lot of the WWE fans are not, they're wrestling fans, but Vince has kind of turned them into more of the entertainment fans and not the pure wrestling fans. So, for me, Ricochet he would be thriving if he was NXT. He could be NXT champion. It would work perfectly. Whatever, whatever. Unfortunately, he hasn't gotten. He's with Intercontinental champion one time. He had a nice little run. We know he can wrestle. But I think this one goes to Logan, Rob. I just there's the vibe that I got going in this one. But I am excited about this match because they've both been doing a really good job of building it up.
And in fact, Darrell, if we think about this, Logan Paul's 1-0 at SummerSlam, Ricochet's 0-1. But do you remember about 2 or 3 years ago? I don't remember if you remember in the group chat I was talking about this, or maybe we were talking about this directly. We never know what things are going to look like down the road. And basically what I mean by that is this, ladies and gentlemen. Think about if WWE had put the seeds in the ground for the Cruiserweight title 3 years ago. What the Cruiserweight title could be right now. The Cruiserweight title could have been 220 to 225 pounds. You can have Logan Paul, Ricochet, and Dominic Mysterio, who is one of the hottest heels in the business. Imagine what WWE could have done with that. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about this match. This match is important for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's not that important for Logan Paul. He's going to be there. He's going to be a star. Ricochet has to show out in this match. If he doesn't, if Ricochet does not give us what we expect from him, this could be the end of Ricochet. He could be on the next set of cuts, which quite honestly, I don't think that's the worst thing for him. I think that Ricochet going to another promotion. I would not say AEW. No, I would say Ricochet in an Impact, Ricochet in a New Japan. I'd love to see that. I think they could take advantage of his opportunities. But in my opinion, when I'm looking at this match between Ricochet and Logan Paul, unfortunately, I'm going to have to give it to this man right here, Logan Paul. As you see with the graphic, I'm going to have to give it to Logan Paul. Darrell, who do you have in this match?
Man, look, it's crazy because I think it's going to be a really good match. It might be the match that steals the show. That's how good this match possibly could be. They've done a really good job of. I think even though it's been a weird build up for me, but I feel like they've done a really good job of building the match. He talked a little smack to Samantha the other day. Hey, let me tell you something, man. You know how we feel about Samantha Irvin. You do not disrespect that queen right there.
No. One of the great announcers of all time.
Yes,
she should announce all 7 of these matches at SummerSlam on Sunday. No doubt about it.
1,000%. Just to hear her say Solo Sikoa every time she said like, "Oh, that thing fire." But anyway, looking at Samantha, I looked at Samantha, but looking at the situation, I think they did a good job build up. And unfortunately for Ricochet, I think they're going to give Logan Paul this one, man. I really do.
That's 2 for 2.
That's 2 for 2, man. My thing is, like I was saying a few minutes ago, Ricochet would be NXT gold. We've seen what he can do now. The crowd is perfect for what he does. You know what I'm saying? I know the smaller guys thrive on NXT. They just go to work. Corbin's going back down there. He's doing some good work. There's been some guys that were on the top. They came back down and did some really good work, helping elevate the talent. And I don't see that as a bad thing for him. You make him NXT champion, it could work. It truly could work, but I just don't. I hate to do this to him, man.
So you trying to, before we move on, you trying to tease us possibly a match between Carmelo Hayes and Ricochet? That would be a match.
You can't tell me that's not going to be a good match.
That'd be a great match. That'd be a great match.
Yeah,
be a great match. All right. Again, everybody, sorry for the technical difficulties at first. My headphones I don't know what happened to them. But I apologize. Let's go to the next match, Darrell, as we talk about, in my opinion, something that WWE hasn't had at SummerSlam in a while. Maybe not since Bret Hart against Mr. Perfect. Ooh. Maybe not since Mr. Perfect. I'm sorry, the British Bulldog against Bret Hart in Great Britain with one of the great Intercontinental title matches of all time. I'm talking, ladies and gentlemen, about this match right here.
Hey.
I'm talking Gunther against Drew McIntyre for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship of the world.
Yes.
So, Darrell, tell people how important this match is for the WWE Intercontinental Champion. And by the way, Gunther right now, he sits at 414 days as your Intercontinental Champion. By Sunday, it'll be 417 days. Tell us about Gunther and what he brings to the ring and how impactful this match can be.
First of all, let's give him a round of applause for Gunther and what he's done for the Intercontinental Championship. There was a long time, Rob. There was a long time, Rob, where we saw that Intercontinental Championship not mean anything. And we knew the way we grew up, the Mr. Perfects, the Stone Cold when he had it, the Owen Harts when they had it, when those guys carried the championship, the Intercontinental Championship meant just as much as the World Championship. And that's just my opinion. I think a lot of people agree the Intercontinental Championship, it was like the World Championship was here, the Intercontinental Championship was right there. Now, don't get me wrong, there were some great in-between champions in that time frame. You know, your Jericho's, the Miz is like an 87-time champ. You know, Dolph Ziggler held the belt for a long time. But what Gunther has done is he's given it what I like. It used to be, Intercontinental title used to be the working man's championship.
Yes.
It went to your best wrestler, okay? Maybe not the most popular wrestler, but your best performer. And that's what Gunther has done throughout. I mean, he did it when his UK reign, when he was dominating the UK. Like he had 700 plus days, which is insane. And he took it from a guy who was just as good in Pete Dunne, aka Butch, which he needs to go back to Pete Dunne. I'm sorry, but I look at Gunther and what he's done. He's built it up. He's built it up tremendously, and he's made that title relevant again.
Okay.
Now,
so I hate to cut you off.
Yeah.
Your favorite performance, your favorite Intercontinental title match, that match at SummerSlam all time. You gotta pick one. And I'm gonna give you mine. You're gonna be shocked.
I don't want to be wrong because I can't. I'm pretty sure they went at it at SummerSlam as well as WrestleMania. And that's Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon. That was one of my favorites. So Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon. If I'm wrong on that, but I swear I know they did WrestleMania for the first time around, and Razor won, and I think Shawn won it at SummerSlam. So Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon was one of my favorite, but right there with it would probably be British Bulldog and Bret Hart because of what it did. You know what I'm saying? Like they got the British Bulldog over, but Bret Hart looked like $1 million in that match. The crowd energy, we knew where the crowd was leaning. Kind of how McIntyre had when he went up against Roman in Scotland, had that same vibe, same dream. Obviously it went different. So for me, I'm gonna go Michaels and Razor the second time around.
The second time around. You enjoyed that match? That they said that was one of the worst pay-per-views of all time.
Yeah, I know that, but I mean, look. I mean, when you got, I'm not gonna lie to you, they're Razor and Shawn Michaels are in my top 10 of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Okay, Razor's number 6 on my list, and number 2 is Shawn Michaels. So when 2 of my favorite guys go up against each other, two great wrestlers. That for me, that was one of the best ones for me.
All right, so I'm gonna give you this real quick before I get back to the topic. Now, on this pay-per-view of SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. The main event may have been Undertaker and Stone Cold, but the real main event on August 30th, 1998 at Madison Square Garden was The Rock versus Triple H in one of the great ladder matches of all time. It's even better than Razor and Shawn. I don't care what nobody says. That match set the standard. That match set up Triple H and The Rock for greatness. People really underestimate that match and what that match did for Triple H. Triple H was still a little bit in Vince's doghouse because of the situation with the click and all that. That match took him over. That took The Rock over. When China came in, the iconic upper with the low blow to The Rock. Oh man, Triple H won that Intercontinental title. We call it the Attitude Intercontinental title. This the whole scene of that pay-per-view. No Chance in Hell. No Chance in Hell, but it was the Highway to Hell pay-per-view.
Highway to Hell, yeah.
The Highway to Hell. Just a great pay-per-view. Getting back to that and saying all that, this Gunther versus Drew McIntyre match, we saw what they did when it was all three of them with him, with those two and Sheamus. These two one-on-one, this could be the greatest Intercontinental Heavyweight title match we have ever seen. And I'm not trying to use hyperbole. Whoever follows this, I feel sorry for you.
They better hope it goes first. They
They
better hope it
they
goes
they
first.
they
They
better
give
hope
it.
it goes first.
They
This
better hope
match,
it goes first.
yeah, yeah. This match is going to set the standard for the Intercontinental title. And I'm a little disappointed, bro, because we're not getting the U.S. title. But I think that just goes to show us who Theory really is. He's going to be defending August 11th on SmackDown. The Intercontinental title is so big that they have to defend it on at the SummerSlam card. 5 years ago, that SummerSlam, that Intercontinental title match is going to be on either Raw or SmackDown, and the U.S. title would have been the reverse. Or they might not even had the mid card titles. So let's just give WWE applause for bringing up these mid card titles because I'm liking what I'm seeing. And Gunther, he's a future world champion, so this is going to continue to elevate him. Now, Darrell, here's a big question. Who do you have in this match? Do you have the current champion Gunther or do you have Drew McIntyre?
Oh, this is tough. I'm not going to sit there and lie to you. This is one of the toughest ones to call
Who you
because I
got?
feel, because Gunther's just been so dominant. It really is hard. But I'm going with McIntyre.
You're
Um,
going with Drew McIntyre?
I'm going with Drew McIntyre
There
because
we go.
here's the thing, Rob. I feel like at some point they're going to try to find a way to get the title off of him, unless Triple H is one of those guys that like long title reigns. He used to have long title reigns himself, and to be honest with you, as a fan, I like long title reigns because it builds up whoever the person is that eventually takes it. It makes it more prestigious. That's the problem
Yes.
with the women's tag team division, but we'll talk about that on another date. But for me, I think this is the time, unless they plan on pushing McIntyre in another spot. And for me, I think, after the whole debacle, he's been out for a couple months. People thought that he was leaving, and I think they may give him this push, and maybe time to push Gunther up to Seth Rollins. And I think that's where the transition. You take the title off of Gunther and get him ready for Seth Rollins, because eventually something in that range has got to happen. They're going to try to make this man world champion at some point. You got to have a heel champion, and it makes for great wrestling. So who better than Gunther to be the heel champion?
Well, Darrell, I hate to disappoint you and all the Drew McIntyre fans, but I'm gonna have to give it to the ring general, Gunther. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this man is one of the most dominant champions we've seen in a very long time. This man is just not only a wrestler, he commands your respect. He commands that you don't take a bathroom break. If you want a sandwich, you better wait after his
Right?
match because he is one of the great intercontinental champions of all time already. A lot of people like Theory can say, I am a great US. No, 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 no. They want to elevate you from John Cena. You've gone down. Your status has gone down.
Exactly.
I can guarantee you, if Bobby Lashley is the United States Heavyweight Champion right now, that title is being defended at SummerSlam. But who's really looking out for Austin Theory? So again, that Intercontinental title has rose up from the dead, and Gunther has made it relevant once again.
Right.
Now, Darrell, we go to this. I don't even want to show the graphic.
Don't do it, bro. Don't do it.
All right, okay, all right. And by the way, Gunther has not has Gunther been at SummerSlam before? I don't think he's wrestled before.
I want to say he did last year, but don't quote me on that.
I don't think so.
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100%. I don't want to lie. So
Because like I said, I went did some research. It looks like that. Oh no, he is 0 for 0, and Drew McIntyre is 2-0. His 2-0 record is on the line, but he's not even the only person undefeated. This person right here, to nobody's surprise, Charlotte Flair is 5-0 at SummerSlam. Surprise, 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 surprise. Darrell, let's keep it real.
man, we already know how this going.
Every time Oscar wins the championship, they screw it up. How's this match going to go, my friend?
Man, it's tough because here's the deal. You got arguably the three best women in WWE going at it in this match. And I'm not trying to disrespect, legitly, three best wrestlers that they have. And don't get, I love Rhea. I'm not dissing Rhea, but you could argue, this is an argument that you can get. Rhea, these three women, and then the other person I would throw in there would probably be Bayley. And Io Sky. Those women can wrestle. That's just what that is.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Bayley is getting too much of her Bray Wyatt. She needs to get back into shape. I'm not trying to be rude,
Right.
But I'm saying Bailey to me needs to get back in better shape to prevent the injuries. Not this, ladies and gentlemen. This is being honest. You get older, you get more injuries.
Right.
And they need to turn her heel. I need they need to turn her face again. Because I just don't believe Bailey as a good girl, as a bad heel. I just
Yeah.
don't see it. I just don't see it. So
It does. I feel like I know she, she talks a little bit. It for me has always been weird because she was such a great face. She
yes,
was the one I thought would be in Bianca's situation right now. Everybody's saying
yes,
Bianca is the John Cena women of this women's era. It's gonna be hard to turn her because she's so great with the kids and the kids absolutely love her. But Bailey had that same exact thing, and they decided to turn heel. And I mean, it's worked. For the wrestling fans that are like, yeah, she's going heel, but it's just like happy-go-lucky Bailey is what made her.
yes.
I felt
And
like she.
then it's the opposite. We have Charlotte who should be a heel because nobody likes her, and they're trying to turn Bianca heel. But Darrell, I'll tell you firsthand, when I was at the last show, Bianca Belair is a fan favorite. Do you know that young lady got out the ring, and I think she literally signed 100 autographs. They had to listen. Listen. They had to force her to go backstage. They had to force her. It wasn't that she's like, oh, I got to go. No, the crew had to force it. Like
You had to come
Bianca,
and get her.
let's go.
We have to leave.
You can't sign everything. So talk about Bianca and what you think WWE's been doing with her.
And see, that's the thing. Like, she's been amazing, and they gave her a long title reign. I was surprised that Oscar was the one that took the title from her. If I had to be real honest with you, I did not see Oscar being the one that
In
took
Saudi Arabia, of all
in
places.
Saudi Arabia of all places. I didn't see it coming. Didn't see it coming. But if anybody was going to beat her, Oscar also makes sense because Oscar's a phenomenal wrestler.
Yes.
So this is what makes this dynamic crazy. When you look at this match, and everybody's eyes is Charlotte Flair automatically. It's almost Charlotte Flair automatically just because of who she is, and we know how much WWE thinks of Charlotte Flair. Okay, we know what they think about her,
Mm-hmm.
and so it really makes it tough. I don't think they're going to give Bianca the title back just yet, unless she's going to be a part of this new Hurt business, and they need their own Rhea Ripley, and then she goes heel. Okay, that's just wild card theory. Just had to throw it out there. But that's the only way I see her getting the title in this match. So it's either, in my opinion, Asuka's going to sneak and keep this title, or Charlotte is going to be the one that takes it for her 15th reign, and she's like one away from dad. So that's their goal. They want her to get to 17. They got to have that. She beat
but
daddy.
but how do you introduce it? How do you introduce Bianca to her business? Do you have her lose this match? Here's the thing: do you have her win the match, and then Charlotte screws her by hitting her, and then Io Sky comes out and does something, and then you do a segment backstage where she's walking along and she starts talking to Bobby Lashley. I mean, could that be something?
I mean, look. If the hubby joins this group, which is where it seems to be leaning.
Yeah.
Now, she also has said in the past, because I watched an episode, I want to say it was Ellen, I could be wrong, but she was on Ellen, I believe, with her husband, with Montez Ford, and she said that they've strictly tried to keep her out of scenarios where she has involved with Montez. Like, they try to keep their careers separate. And they, because like Jimmy and Jay, like they acknowledge that they are, when Jimmy and not Jimmy, yeah, when Jimmy and Naomi were there, they acknowledged it, but they never really never fought unless it was that the mixed match challenge. And I think it's the same thing. So unless she's changed her mind on that, I don't see it happening, even though I would like it. But I think that if Bobby Lashley reforms this group, just like how the Judgment Day has it grew on us. It took a while, but it grew on us. And the Hurt business was already like a lot of people love the Hurt business, and then they just got rid of it. It could elevate her to a new level if she does it on the heel purpose. But
so basically, let me ask you this, and let me see if you're following me like I'm trying to follow you here. So basically, are you trying to say that we somehow get Bianca back the title, and we set up a Hurt business versus Judgment Day at Survivor Series?
I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, how nice would that be? Because if they're quote unquote getting rid of the bloodline, which I know we'll talk about bloodline a little bit later, but if they're focusing on maybe ending the bloodline, they already started pushing the Judgment Day. Rhea's got a belt, Dom's got a belt, and Damian Priest has got the money in the bank. And if somehow Finn wins this title, which I don't think he will, but if Finn ends up winning the title or whatever, you're looking at all those aspects, they're building them up. Okay, and
Yes.
they need more factions. Factions work. They work for years if you do it right. Okay, the Hurt Business was working, and then they just stopped it. So for me, I'm looking at this scenario. That's if that happens at Survivor Series, we could get a great match, man. It'd be a great dynamic.
Yeah,
Great dynamic.
and the tag team titles are intersectable. So basically, you can go from SmackDown to Raw, defend those titles,
Hmm.
etc. So, but let's go back to this. Let's go back to this match. Ultimately, what do you think? And at the end, we're gonna go back through. We're gonna go through the match before we get to the main event. So we're gonna give them
Hmm.
grades. But ultimately, in this match, who do you think is not only gonna go over, but who do you think is gonna be the star in this match?
All right, so I know I said all of that controversy type of stuff at the beginning or whatever. I think that Oscar will be the one that somehow wins this match. I think she wins the match, but
Yes.
it's going to be because you know how they do where like Bianca's got the pin, Charlotte comes in, or it's going to be some dynamic where maybe Charlotte's about to pin or Bianca's about to pin Charlotte. And then Oscar comes out of nowhere. You know, they already got the green mist thing. She green misses Bianca.
Yeah.
Bianca's laying on the ground. She's over here twitching. She pins Charlotte. And I know that's crazy to an extent, but it would make Oscar a strong champion, one, because she pinned Charlotte. And it would keep that dynamic of Charlotte and Bianca dynamic that we've been seeing over the last couple of weeks if they want to build that up.
Let
So
me
I
ask
think
you.
Oscar pulls it off
Yeah.
though.
Let me ask you this: does WWE need to talk about WrestleMania when Charlotte ended her streak on Friday? The reason I'm asking you is this one reason. Because if Asuka beats Charlotte on Saturday night, she ends her SummerSlam streak. Do they
Right.
have to bring up their WrestleMania streak to make this even more legit story to make people think in their minds about it?
Well, I think you gotta it's history, like you
Yes.
know Oscar won that Royal Rumble, which I'm still mad because I went to that WrestleMania and
Yeah.
I just knew Oscar was going to win that match, just like I knew Shinsuke was going to win. I just knew we were going to have you know you know we were going to have our first I think Shinsuke would have been our first Japanese world champion. So
Yeah.
I could be wrong on that, but if that was the case, I thought it was coming. Anyway, I feel like you can bring that dynamic in there, and it just kind of makes it like Oscar comes out there and say, "I remember WrestleMania," like all that type of stuff. Why not bring it up? I mean, it's a part of their rivalry, it's a part of their history. Make it happen, Captain. Find
Hey.
a-
Yeah. So you have Asuka winning this match.
I do, I do.
You know what, Darrell? I don't know. I don't know who I'm going to pick. It's kind of hard. I think I'm going to go with my pick I gave you a few minutes ago. I think that Bianca Belair is going to
Mm,
win this wrestling match, but I think Io Sky is going to come out and she is going to win the women's championship, SmackDown Women's Championship.
uh-huh.
Um, and I just think that it's still called Women's SmackDown Championship, correct? By the way, if I'm not crazy.
No, it's so I guess now it's just the WWE Women's
The
Championship.
WWE Women's Championship. Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah. I think they
Gotcha.
did like they did Romans. I don't know if this is the undisputed, but I just that's how they
Yeah,
call
yeah,
it.
yeah, 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 yeah. But anyway, I think that Io Sky will come out there and win it. But I don't think that her reign is gonna be that crazy long
Yeah.
because I just don't look at I don't look at the group of her and Bailey anymore as a legitimate group. I just
Yeah.
don't look at it as legitimate. So I don't look at no story. I don't look at a story there. I just hope they don't screw Io Sky down the line with that Money in the
Right.
Bank because they've screwed a lot of people with that Money in the
Well,
Bank.
well, they did. Let's just throw this out here. Like I feel like they messed up Damage Control. They had a. I'll throw this before we move to the other because I know we got to move on. But Damage Control had a chance to be like big time. They had all the right pieces. They had two young guns. They had a vet that could lead the way, and they was losing all the time. I'm like, what type of faction like this just continuously loses matches in the worst like type of way, even though they were trying to
Between
damn
yeah,
it, crazy.
yeah,
But
between yeah, yeah.
yeah, go ahead, Rob. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying between Damage Control and what they're doing with the women's tag titles right now is disaster. So
It's crazy. So, but I look at it and that also what you said makes sense. If Bianca wins and EO cashes in, if this is just a her business theory, and then it flip, that might be enough to say, oh, what happened? I lost the title, and then they talk to us and say, look, you can have a long, prosperous reign if you hang with us, or whatever they got to say to do it. That's just
Yeah.
me. That's just me
Yeah.
wishfully thinking.
Oh, yeah, because like I said, they could be rivals with the Judgment Day, or they could be rivals with a group that's trying to revitalize itself. I'll have my theories a little bit later. But we go to the next match, which is for, oh, you know what it's for, Darrell. You see all that gold in the back, right? This is
Yeah.
gold. This is gold standard wrestling on the Legacy Maker Sports Network and Rob Johnson Media. Ladies and gentlemen, this next match features the world heavyweight champion Seth freaking Rollins against Finn Balor. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Rollins has held the title for 67 days. On Saturday, it will be 70 days. He might be going through some injury issues right now. However, we are expecting him to be a full go in Detroit, Michigan. Darrell, 2017, we know what happened. The in his face.
Oh God, I hate. Oh, God, I hate the way
Boy, he's like Brian Pillman 1.0. I know Dean Ambrose thought he wanted to be that, but no, he's like a Brian Pillman 1.0. Talk about this match and your expectations, and does Damian Priest cash in? The pressure's
so
on you.
that's the thing for me. I've always said, well, what happens if like Finn wins and then obviously he goes to cash it in? That would make it an interesting dynamic for the Judgment Day if they were trying to go that route. I think Seth has done a good job as champion so far. I don't think it's been bad. He's been defending the title religiously, which is a good deal. But my thing is a good face champion. This has always just been my theory. A good face champion can be face champion anywhere between 3 months to 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
Anything longer than 6 months for a face champion to me is too much. Heels can be should be anywhere from 6 months to a or longer, 6 months to at least 6 months to a year at the minimum. And so right now, let's see, he's had the title now for 2 months. So he's getting close to that time. He's getting close to that time. But I like the dynamic of this match. They did a good job of building the storyline up. Finn has a legit, grievance. He never lost his title. He had to give the title away. The disrespectful laugh from Seth Rollins. So they've done a really good job of building this storyline up. And I really expect it to be a really good match. We saw what happened the last time, that dynamic of Damian Priest coming out after winning the Money in the Bank. And, it kind of soured things a little bit with Damian Priest and Finn, and now they've kind of made up. But I think that dynamic of potentially them getting back at it is in this match. I expect a good match. Seth Rollins doesn't usually put on bad matches, and neither does Finn Balor. So I do expect it to be a really good match.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. I think that, in my opinion, just in my opinion of watching wrestling for a long time, I think it's gonna be a bad match. I'm
Really?
sorry. I think it's gonna be a bad match because listen, Darrell, the third time out, when these guys are really going for the World Heavyweight Championship, I just don't. I I don't know, Darrell. It's just something about it just makes me think that the pressure is going to be on these guys, because look at the main events you have coming up. Look at the pressure that's on Seth Rollins. He has the quote unquote secondary title. Of course, we're going to hear the and all that good stuff, but it's like, man, I think Finn has been the one that has been building this matchup to heights. I don't look at Seth Rollins as building this matchup to the ultimate heights. I'm gonna tell you something. I think Seth Rollins wants Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is on Seth Rollins' mind. I really
Right.
do think so. I think that Finn Balor cares more about this match, not only from a professional standpoint, but from a personal standpoint. I think he's gonna put his all into it. And sometimes when you overthink things and put your all into it, it becomes a bad match. I'm not saying it's going to be a horrible match,
Right.
but a 10 out of 10, something like that. No, I think it's going to be
No, no.
more like a 70, 60. But see, that's the thing. These guys have such high standards that a 7 out of 10 is not good for these guys. These
Right.
guys, but do you see the angle where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You see the angle where I'm coming from? These guys are the top performers in professional wrestling. These guys are what you look at to what a professional wrestler should be. These guys have been doing this for a very long time. And I have a very interesting stat for you, Darrell. Do you know that Seth Rollins all time is 6-2 at SummerSlam? Finn Balor is 3-2. He's 3-2. So it's like they could build this up, and it's like, hey, if I win this match, I'm going 4-2. If I lose, I'll be 3-3. And it's just like, what if I get hurt again? It has to be in the back of Finn Balor's mind. What if I
Right.
get hurt again? What if there's a botch? Because let's be honest, the last match that you can take it from here. It wasn't great. It was
No,
forgettable. It
no,
was forgettable.
it wasn't something that caught like your attention. Like I said, as performers, they're both great performers. I think what kind of messed up the element of that match because it wasn't. I wouldn't say it was terrible, but it wasn't like phenomenal. Like
No.
it was probably like a 5 or 6 on the Richter scale. The only thing that gave that match a dynamic was the fact that Damian Priest came out there and it was, oh man, you messed Finn up, and it helped build that that Judgment Day storyline a little bit longer between those two. But for me, I mean, like looking at this match, it could be a really good match. But like you said, I mean, what do we really get out of this match?
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that Raw's problem right now is that they don't have Roman Reigns. So
Let's be honest.
like
Let's
that's
keep it
their problem.
honest.
And so my
Yes.
thing is, you want to build the World Heavyweight Championship to be a legit title, like when both belts were, relevant on both brands. You need that. But right now, it doesn't. I'm not gonna say there's nobody on Seth Rollins' level, but I feel like it's just not giving you that. Oh my goodness, I can't wait to watch the Seth Rollins match against so and so. And but he's always going to perform. He's always going to do a solid job. I just don't know if it's enough.
Well, I mean, Darrell, they got the guy. They got the guys. They're just not capitalizing. You got Kevin Owens. You got
Yeah.
Sami Zayn. Bobby Lashley should have been in the finals. Bobby Lashley never should have left Raw. In fact, I'm gonna tell you one of the biggest mistakes they made. Montez Ford should never have left Raw. You could have had Montez Ford against Seth Rollins. It would have been money. It would have been gold. Think about the conversation. Like I said, Darrell, we've seen Finn Balor and Seth freaking Rollins. Imagine if we're getting Seth freaking Rollins against Montez Ford at SummerSlam this Saturday.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Look, Montez is ready.
Think about that.
He's getting real close to making that step.
Yeah.
I was still really disappointed that he didn't get a shot to be in the Money in the Bank. I think they missed a huge opportunity.
Huge.
Even if he didn't win the match. You just imagine him, LA Knight, all these guys that they're pushing right now that like the fans look, people love Montez Ford. You know what I'm saying? They love him as a wrestler. He's got the talent to be that one of those guys that take that next step. And they had a chance to have all of them in that match, and they held off, and they had him go up against LA Knight. I said, this is not a good deal. I mean, you got to have both of those guys in that match. And I know they're kind of pushing the guy from I can't remember his name right now. I know they've been pushing the guy from the LWO. I mean, and so
Santos Escobar.
Yeah, Escobar. There you go. So I know they've been pushing Escobar and everything like that, and but I feel like they missed a big opportunity not putting Montez in there. And Montez is going to be a really good singles champion one day. Whenever they decide to make the leap. And I know Triple H mindset is he's playing the long game. And that's what we're getting right now from Montez.
Yeah, definitely.
It's all good.
Yep. So, Darrell, ultimately, give us the winner of this match.
I'm going with Seth. I think Seth pulls it out somehow.
Yeah. I'm not even going to put the graphic down. I agree. I don't think that Damian Priest is going to cash in. I think this is an easy decision. We're going to see where Finn Balor goes from here. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have two topics left. And ladies and gentlemen, it's the main events. So, of course, we got to do something special for the main events. We can't just introduce you with a graphic. Oh, we'll give you a graphic. That's what I'm going to do. But we also got to give you something special.
About to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up from home. Whoa!
Hey, we both did it at the same time, right? We both did it at the same time.
Whoa!
Yeah. So let me ask you, how'd you like that? How'd you like that little production I did there?
Love the energy. I mean, look, they've been trying. I'm not gonna lie to you. This feels like one of those forced routes. This has probably been one of the most forced rivalries I've ever seen in my life. They WWE tried their best, Rob, to figure out how do we keep Cody relevant after losing to Roman, because that was their chance. Like, if they wanted Cody to be champion, they built that WrestleMania matchup to him winning that title, and for him not to win at WrestleMania, great for Roman. Don't get me wrong, great for Roman, but I feel like that was a big mistake. Because now you got to try to find a way to get Cody back into that picture to win that championship and finish the story. And they had an opportunity. That was it. But anyway, they forced this one down our throat. And they've tried to make it really relevant. Cody gets a dub in the first one. Brock gets one in the second one. So now we're looking at the rubber match. Now, this is one of those matches that the rumors. This is why I hate the dirt sheets, because they just ruin everything. They take the fun out of wrestling, bro. The surprise element that we used to get when we were kids, when none of this internet stuff was out there messing up the dream. But we're gonna get a chance. They said potentially this is the chance that Bray Wyatt comes back. He goes. I'm sorry, I'm just telling you what I've been told. I heard that Bray Wyatt comes back and attacks Cody. Because I heard that could be a potential, because they supposedly he's coming back in this pay-per-view, and he does. It's either that match or the Roman Reigns match. So they've got to find. I'm sorry, they have to find a way. To keep
hold on. You got me over here acting like boys in the hood punching the wall and stuff, man. Come on, brother. Don't say that to me right now.
I'm just telling you. Look, like I said, that is a rumor, sir. That's a rumor. But and like I said, with this match, Cody has to win this. He has to win it. And losing this puts him so much further down that it doesn't even make it believable for him to climb back and win this championship, in my opinion. Because yes, Brock Lesnar is Brock Lesnar, but if you're going to get him over, when Brock is going to get him over, this is the time to get him over. Because this is what the whole purpose of this whole series is, just to make Cody look good. So if he doesn't make him look good here, then what is it all for? Because
I definitely agree.
Yeah. So what is it all for? The sneak attacks, all that fun stuff, whatever. But they really, this is probably one of the most forced storylines I've seen in a long time. And they just you're gonna take this storyline and you're gonna enjoy it. You're just gonna enjoy that. It's been all right.
Let me ask you this, Darrell. Let me ask you this. What do you think about, because I tell you, I listen to Busted Open all the time. I'm a huge Busted Open fan. And basically what they were talking about was that, he doesn't need the title. He doesn't need the championship because he's such a fan favorite. When I went to the show, little kids were crying. Little kids like, Cody. He was telling everybody good night. He was telling everybody to don't drive safe home, don't drink and drive. I'm like, what kind of John Cena is this?
Bro, they gave him a little dose of Hogan from the 80s, baby. Vitamins and the prayers, baby.
I'm going to tell you what I would like to see. And I know this is not going to happen. Lord, I know this is not going to happen. I would like to see John Cena come back and act like he's going to help Cody, and he turns on Cody. I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll take it. I
think that would be money, and you could have an excuse to why he can't win the match.
And that's the thing. I feel like if Cody loses this match, it has to be one of those things where it's out of his control to keep him relevant. If they're going to put Brock over, it has to be something where he gets attacked by somebody, like I said, even if it's Bray or whoever it is. He can't lose straight up to Brock. I don't care how great Brock is, and we know how great Brock is. I feel like that's the only way you keep Cody relevant, unless he has the greatest match in his career. And it's just bro, he lost that match, but he gave it his all. Those are the only two ways. It's the only two ways. Brock Lesnar is not going to give you that type of match. Brock Lesnar is going to, suplex city you 1,000 times and just beat on you. Just beat on you.
Here's the other thing too, right? The other night, the fans were kind of cheering for Brock to do it again. Could we start to see the shift around? I'm seeing the shift a little bit. Could we see the shift? And could that be a good thing for Cody? As remember, they're trying to turn Roman face. So, hey,
here's the deal. And this is where it comes into that Bianca factor, where they're afraid to turn him heel. Here's the thing, though. Cody will make a great heel. We
Oh,
have
yes.
we have seen it in the past. I don't care what anybody says. Dashing Cody Rhodes was my dude. I do not care what anybody says. When my man came out there with that big smile and he faced the mirror and he was checking himself and then, like, he was voted, most prettiest among all the divas loved him, and look,
Hell, I think Stardust was underrated.
hey,
Stardust,
low-key,
hey,
he was really good at that role. Look, every role he took at WWE, if it was Legacy, if it was Dashing Cody Rhodes, if it was Stardust, he made the best out of that Stardust role. I mean, sometimes he was even creepier than Goldust himself, and I'm like, all right, he really working this. So I won't take those things away from him. You put him in a character.
The apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, I mean, look, if anybody can work a character, it's Cody, and we've seen it for years. And he's been able to go heel, he's been able to go face. But if he goes heel again, I could see him as heel WWE champion. That could make sense because he was like, "Oh, I finished the story." You could just. There's so many things you could do with it.
Yes.
But like I said, whatever the way they end up doing it, because at some point I feel like he has to win the championship or it's a waste of time. But he's great with the fans. Don't get me wrong, the fans love him. But he's got to find a way to make it happen.
Well, Darrell, this is what we got to do, my man. I got to give you the stats, and I know a lot of people are gonna be shocked by this. What I'm about to do. Then we'll get to our pick. Brock Lesnar 6-5 all time at SummerSlam. Yes,
really.
I'm not 6-5. Cody Rhodes is 1-2. So if he loses, Cody Rhodes goes to 1-3. But I'll give you a crazier stat. This is outside this match. You know who has the all-time most losses at SummerSlam? They have never won a match at SummerSlam.
I would have said Triple H until you said that, but
no. Jeff Hardy 0-6 at SummerSlam.
Really?
So yeah.
Edge was gonna be my next choice, but I think Edge at one point was like undefeated at WrestleMania. Oh, he was undefeated at WrestleMania at one point, but I think he was like 6-0 and then he lost, but I can't remember.
No. Edge has the all-time wins at SummerSlam.
Is that what it is? Okay, so
It's just that Randy Orton has all-time appearances at 16, but Edge has the most wins all time at SummerSlam. So yeah.
Okay, so I was in the mix, but in the wrong directive. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So give me your winner of this match, and who do you think is going to take it?
I'm going with Cody. Cody. It just doesn't make. Well, we said the same thing at WrestleMania. It doesn't make sense for him to lose, and he lost. It doesn't make sense here, Rob, for him to lose this one. They've been building this match for this man to look good post WrestleMania, and them not giving him the title at their WrestleMania. So I'm going to say Cody. If they don't, and I don't know what direction they go after that.
And by the way, that Edge point you made, out of 14 matches, Edge has won 85% of the matches. It means he is 12 out of 14 at SummerSlam.
12 out of 14.
Yeah. And he's not even on the card. It makes all the sense in the world, right? Damn. Anyway, I'm giving it to, I'm giving it to the beast. I'm giving it to the beast, Brock Lesnar. And why am I giving it to Brock Lesnar? For one reason. I think that Cody is going to be a sympathetic figure. Something's going to happen. I said on the other night on the In and Out Sports Debate with Drew Willingham. Make sure you check it out Monday and Tuesday nights. Drew Willingham on In and Out Sports Debate show.
Episode 98 with Rob. Episode 98.
Episode 98. Great episode. We went 2 hours. But as I said on that show, we're gonna get a surprise at this SummerSlam. It's gonna happen in that match. And it's also going to happen at the main event. And ladies and gentlemen, do you really think that Rob Johnson was done with the graphics? I got a 2-minute package for you guys. I think you guys might enjoy this. I want everybody to check this out really quick. Oh, you're going to like it. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of the evening.
the one and only undisputed heavyweight champion, not just all of WWE, but all of sports entertainment, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, the head of the table, Roman Reigns. Believe that.
Ladies and gentlemen, you wonder why I brought that video package up. Darrell, this is my opinion. The Usos have to absolutely, positively make sure that they come out with that dance as the entrance. There's no other way to put it. There's no other way to say it. They have to come out with that entrance. It is tribal warfare. I call it tribal warfare. What do you think?
Yo, man. So this match,
Or tribal combat, but I call it tribal warfare.
I understand it's tribal combat. I understand that tribal warfare. Look, this storyline has been amazing. I can't sit here and act like it hasn't been absolute gold, but that's exactly what it's been. It's been the gold standard, sir. If we're gonna go and throw a pun out there, it's been the gold standard. So, but I say this. I say this about this match.
Yes.
Looking into this match, I mean, it's all pointing, in most people's eyes, this is it. If this is quote unquote the end of the bloodline, Jimmy's got to win this match. I'm hearing that Rikishi could be there.
You mean Jay?
Yeah. My fault, Jay. Jay's got to win this match in most people's eyes. I'm hearing that, Rikishi might be there. I'm hearing The Rock might show up. I mean, the Rock rumors have been really big for this matchup. I'm hoping so as a big Rock fan. He's my number one all time. But anyway, the rumors are big. Here's my conspiracy theory. Here we go. Watch out. But I really think, and this would just be mind blowing to me, but the WWE needs that twist. Don't be surprised if Jimmy turns on Jay and kicks him and Roman wins this match. That's my in my brain, like, bruh, he been gone for the 4 weeks. Jay's doing all this for Jimmy, and then Jimmy, everybody think, oh man, Jimmy's gonna come and help him, and then he turns on him, and then you talking about now the storyline continues, and the storyline they find a way for the storyline to continue, and Jimmy was like, I was the one that was supposed to be the right hand man, and then he makes him the right hand man. That's just me just throwing out conspiracies. But just
because Jimmy saved Jay last time, if everybody remembers.
Yeah,
he saved Jay. He was the one who came in and was able to get Jay out the submission hole. He was the one that covered his brother up. And right. You're right. That's right. If you remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you pay attention, what did Jimmy say not only a month ago? I'm the real what?
I'm the
tribal chief.
Right.
I'm the real tribal chief. So the bloodline story may not be over. We may be getting brother versus brother.
And that's the other kicker. They've always said that they wanted to face each other in a singles match at WrestleMania. That's their biggest thing. They've been tag teams for the longest time, but they've said that they want to be able to face each other. I know WrestleMania is months from now, but that's the thing that you can start to look at if you're going to build it up between now and WrestleMania next year. That's 8 months, but still, if you want to throw that element and you want to make Jay a strong singles competitor, this is the way you do it. in my opinion. If you're gonna turn Jimmy. But like I said, this match has so many elements in it. Obviously, if they end the the storyline, which would suck. Where does Paul Heyman end up? Do they keep it rolling? I gotta say this about Paul Heyman. Hey, Paul Heyman disrespectful all outside. When he was on First Take the other day, and he was on First Take, and he told them, he was like, "Yo, what about?" And he was like, "Who's you the greatest manager of all time?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm the greatest manager of all time. What about Bobby Heenan? He's dead." I was like, "Yo, you talking about staying in kayfabe?" Remember? I was like, that is insane. He said that out loud, and I thought that was the funniest. It wasn't funny, but it was funny. Like, as a wrestling fan, you understand why it's funny, but like it's not funny. But I mean, look, there's so many dimensions to the storyline. I love the storyline. I don't want it to end, but I feel like at some point you got to find a way. Roman's already hit the 1,000 mark. I don't know if he's past Pedro Morales or not, but he's close, or if not, they've already passed him. I mean, he doesn't really have anything left to accomplish. It'll be almost he's almost at the 4-year mark of holding this title.
No, it's 3 years. He's 3 years. He's like 1,067 days. I think on Saturday it'll be 1,070, which is absolutely crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, we haven't seen a reign like this since the 80s. Yeah. So I mean, it's an amazing feat that he's done. And to be honest with you, Roman Reigns is doing the best work of his life. And it's a joy to see. I mean, the little laugh he does when he's disrespecting, he does that little face. I'm like, God, he's pure gold. He's been great on the mic. The acting skills are there.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. Roman Reigns is carrying this company. As me and you talked about before, there's a reason the Attitude Era fans are back. There's a reason that house shows are packed. Because I mean, at the not the Hampton, but the Charlottesville show in September, the Usos are supposed to be there. It's gonna be packed.
Man, I want to go so bad, man. I want to go so bad, Rob. I was like, I wanted to take my son. I was like, I got to go to this, but I got to go to, I got to be in DC, so I'm not gonna be able to go because the NFL season starts. It's all
good. It's all
I
good.
I want to go so bad. I ain't been a wrestling event in a couple years, man.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll be there, and I'll be at Raw the next night, and I'll report everything. I'll report everything. But no, but this match for me, I have a conspiracy theory for you. We're about just over an hour. We're gonna try to get this thing over with in a few minutes. But my conspiracy theory is, I think that all the elders who are going to be there, everybody's going after the match. They're going to turn on Paul Heyman because Paul Heyman has been in this bloodline for a long time, and I just think that there's some way somehow that they're going to turn on him. I don't know how, but that all depends on who you think is going to win the match as well. It's going to be a great match. When these two get together, they always have great matches. I think that Roman Reigns is going to take his time. I think that he's going to be methodical. The Paul Heyman angle, my conspiracy theory, may not hold water. Now, what you're saying, I think that has a huge chance because
possibility.
A huge possibility. Because think about it. If you are Jimmy, you've gotten injured, you've always been number 2. Remember, it's main event Jey Uso. It ain't nothing about no main event Jimmy Uso. This could be the opportunity for him to turn on his brother. Now, now, exactly. And for the people who say that, he would never go back to Roman because they fought each other. You did see what happened when Roman hit Paul Heyman a couple of times up, right?
Facts.
He got back with them. And this is the thing, everybody. This is why Roman's character is so great. His tribal chief character is so great that no matter how much he abuses you, you come back to him.
But I got one more.
Don't do that. Don't do that in real life. But this is kayfabe.
Yeah, I got one more piece of that, Rob. And this is how great this storyline is. If you go all the way back to the Royal Rumble, yes. and when Sammy turned on him and hit him in the back, and obviously Jey went away for a while. Remember, Jey left him hanging, and Jimmy was still there. And Jimmy was like, "Yo, tribal chief, don't worry about it. He'll be back. He'll be fine." Like, he stuck with from there. Jimmy never left the bloodline up until this point. Jey was kind of in the midst then, so we don't know what friction was brought in, during that time frame. And he came back eventually, and they kind of got it all on the right track. And then, of course, it unraveled again. So it's just like, it wouldn't surprise me. Maybe he's still mad at Jay for Jay's always quote unquote been the rebellious one, and that's why he always tried to keep him close. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's
yeah, and you have a great point as well. You have a great point because think about it. It could also come about who is the one who orchestrated to go in and help Roman and Solo in that tag team match. That could come out as well.
Right.
And if it was Jay who conspired it, then Jimmy could be like, "Hey man, you cost us the bloodline, you cost us this, cost us that." And who got pinned at WrestleMania?
I want to say it was. I thought it was Jimmy that got pinned at WrestleMania. Was it?
It was Jimmy. It was Jimmy who got pinned at WrestleMania.
I don't get me the line.
I think it was Jay.
Okay.
I think it was Jay because remember he kicked. Because remember him and Sammy. That
Oh
story.
yeah. It was Jay.
Yeah. So really, Jay, Jimmy could be like, Jay, you're the one who started the ball in motion. You screwed us at WrestleMania. Then we don't win the tag titles after our rematch. Then you go and you screw Roman and Solo at in Saudi Arabia. Listen, you got a point there. Ooh.
I mean, it's just look. If it happens Saturday, make sure you hit me up. If it happens
definitely.
Saturday,
most definitely. Now check it.
Yeah.
Now check it. Our graphic for the last match is a big indicator of war. I'll just put it to you like that. So who's your winner?
Man, I knew you was gonna make me do this at some point.
Wow, yes sir.
I mean, I don't know, man.
Do it.
Look, I want Jay to win this. I feel like it would be fun, right? Roman's winning this match. I don't know how, don't know why, but I feel like Roman wins the match. I want Jay to win it. I'm personally rooting for Jay, but I think Roman. Roman pulls it off.
Check out the graphic. Look what I got there. Yeah. Everybody else got a check mark. This is war, baby. Hey.
Lord.
Hey, Darrell, I'm a Roman Reigns fan, right?
Right.
Big time, right? Huge. Jay wins the title.
Oh, wait a minute. Here we go. Yeah.
Jay wins the championship. But he don't hold it too long. Damian Priest cashes in.
Wow. I mean, I can see that.
I
definitely can see it.
Damian Priest cashes in. And we start getting a very interesting storyline going down. I just think, and just in my opinion, I think that at the end of this match, something happens that changes the course of wrestling history.
I agree.
think at the end of this, the end of this match, something happens where it becomes the greatest SummerSlam that we've ever seen. This match doesn't save the card, but it takes the card to epic heights.
Yeah. So would you say
Yeah.
Let me ask you this real quick? Would you say that has Hogan at Bash of the Beach potential, or am I going too deep with that? Because Hogan at Bash of the Beach was as wrestling changing as possible. Is it bigger than that, or is it still Or
let me put it to you like this. I think two things are going to happen. If it doesn't, put it to you like this: if it doesn't happen at SummerSlam, it's going to happen at WrestleMania. And here's that scenario. And I'm gonna before I get into the scenario, give me your grade for the show. Just give me a quick grade.
I'm gonna say B+. I think
B+?
it's gonna be a really good show. I'm gonna say B+ because they got some really good matches on there. To be honest with you, like at least it's built up that way. So I'm gonna go to B+.
Yeah. Again, this is Darrell Owens for Legacy Maker Sports Network. You can find me on all platforms. This has been the Rob Johnson. What's my show called?
Gold Standard Wrestling.
My Gold Standard. Listen. I'm kind of baffled right now because I'm about to say something that is going to shake the internet. So this is Gold Standard Wrestling, but I'm going to say this and I'm going to end this show. That's why I wanted to say, Darrell, you got any final saying things you need to say, because what I'm about to say is going to shake the core.
Look, this is all I'm going to say. SummerSlam should be fun. I'm fully expecting something crazy to happen. And I needed to because that's the vibe that I'm getting from it. So that's what I'm going to say. I don't care what it is. But as a wrestling fan, I want to be able to be like, bro, I saw that match. It was crazy. I want to be able to talk about it the next day, that water cooler type talk. So that's all I want to see from it. That's all I want to see.
All right, so I'm going to end the show on this. This is what I think is going to happen. And I think it's not only going to be tonight, but there's two possibilities that come from this match because I think it involves the same person. And after I say this, I'm going to end this show because I know your face is going to go mad. First of all, The Rock, if he shows up, he will turn on Roman, and that will set up WrestleMania.
Yes,
next
please.
year. However, everybody's complaining about LA Knight. LA Knight's going to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
LA Knight is going to face Roman Reigns. If Roman Reigns wins on Saturday, he will face LA Knight at WrestleMania. The Rock comes out to help Roman Reigns. Rock bottoms Roman Reigns, helps LA Knight to win the championship. The Rock raises LA Knight's hand as the next big thing, as we all call him the next Rock. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been Gold Standard Wrestling. Please leave your comments and your opinions. Darrell, leave your comments. But I'm not gonna end it. No, hold on. I'm not gonna end the show. What do you think about that? What do you think about it?
First of all, that'd be wild. But LA Knight winning the Royal Rumble is something that I think I don't even know if they're gonna go that route yet, because I feel like they're gonna try to give him like the US title and the Intercontinental title first. But if they go that route, the fans are gonna absolutely love it. He's over. Like he's like over, super over. But I want to throw this real quick in there. You said something earlier about Seth Rollins and him wanting to beat Roman. He said, I forgot which show I was watching. We've been reading all these shows lately. He said on the show that the only person that should beat Roman Reigns should be Jey Uso, and if not Jey, the only other person that should beat him is himself. He said that. So I'm just throwing that out there. Just wanted to just throw it in the atmosphere. So he said the only person that should beat him is Jey. And if it's not Jey.
So are you saying the time that Roman Reigns came out and screwed Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble, that could be the same thing here, where he comes out and he's like, look, or could he stomp Jey Uso?
I'm telling you, man, there's so many
storylines to this, man. It's going crazy.
See, look,
oh my God, man.
The wrestling fans that we are, we see all those scenarios in our head. We're like, okay, this would be great. This is a match. See, that's what I'm saying. You start the creative juices start flowing, but that's the beauty of wrestling, Rob. That you can have that vision. It's like you're building the storyline. It's just that's what wrestling does for real. It's just true to heart wrestling fan. There's so much they can go with. So much.
It could. Darrell, any quick final words? We're about to get out of here by
about
a minute left.
Look, like I said, y'all enjoy Summerslam, man. Y'all make sure y'all keep tuning into the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Rob's out here running like a track star, doing his thing, putting out shows. Look, I give him credit. I know Rob when I was I've been running lately, but I had to shut shows down for a couple of weeks, but Rob has been holding the fort. So appreciate you, brother, on that one, man. And we got Legacy on Fire, which Rob will be on, coming back in a couple of weeks. One-on-ones are kind of still going on, but after this week's one-on-one, I'm gonna take a week break because I'm heading to Florida with the family. So, but just keep tuning in to Legacy Maker Sports Network. Look at the reels. Check out all the great opinions of our people on our team, and we got more to come. It's the busy season, my friend.
Yeah. Well, Darrell, next month is payback, so I'm gonna definitely try to get you on here again. If anybody's listening out there, if you want to get on the payback, this show is gonna be 1 month off. This is gonna be once a month. It's the Gold Standard Wrestling pay-per-view show. We talk about only pay-per-views. And no, I'm sorry, it'll be 2, because not only do I do give you guys the preview, either early Saturday night, late Saturday night, or early Sunday morning, I'm going to be live. I'm going to give you guys the review of the pay-per-view. So for Darrell Owens, I'm Rob Johnson. We will see you guys next time. Enjoy.
Peace.